Yo, 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 what is going on, people? Welcome to Throw Down Your Questions, episode 551. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Get low down on the throwdown.
The throwback right there. Chris Sealy.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Adam Vale. All I gotta say is Flash. We got,
one of us.
got Brett Murdoch in the house.
What up, people?
Richard Bailey Jr.
What's up, everybody?
and Brian Manjoma.
What's up? What's up?
All right, guys, we're back with another one. Manny, you asked me a question before I was doing an intro. I'll answer it now. Out of there, because I just remember what we did. We are having a Metal Gear contest, and like we said on the last show, we're actually going to do the actual proper contest on Thursday show, and that's where you'll find out more details in that. But very exciting stuff. We'll give you, Manny, do you have that tweet that you sent or something? You sent us a picture.
I do. I have.
Yeah.
Yes, I have I teased it on our Twitter account.
Yes.
So let me just pull that up.
Yeah.
Right
Again,
now.
but that's just for the end of the show, so people could see it. But yeah, man, welcome back to another show. Let's get into these questions. Not a lot, but we got some good questions regardless. So let's get into it. First couple questions here are from Cyber Drones, otherwise known as Dre Day, who joined us for the first time live on the Thursday show. So this is how he mostly listens to us, after the fact, but it was definitely cool having you live, with us and stuff. So anytime you can, please join us. It's always fun when everybody joins us, First question here. Gears of War Reloaded is a lot of fun to play, but I sometimes have issues finding lobbies. I think it has to do with underwhelming sales and other good games being released in a similar window like Silk Song, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Helldivers 2, and Borderlands 4 and we're going to talk about Borderlands in a bit. Was Gears of War Reloaded released at a bad time? Is this another L for the Xbox? Now, before we get into it, here's what it says about sales. And even though this is an AI answer, I verified it to make sure. Because I think with AI, you always got to verify it. Could be hallucinating. Which I learned today is apparently hallucinations are just baked into AI. Apparently,
they don't make up shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like OpenAI, the people that pretty much popularized it, they admitted, this is an inherent problem. That shit is baked in. But basically, it would rather give you a wrong answer than just say, I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't. It makes up an answer if it doesn't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't just say it. It just doesn't say I don't know. It cannot find information or something like that. It'll just give you an answer. All of them do it, by the way.
Yeah, they all do.
All the AI things do
it. Regardless, I just wanted to bring that up real quick. Just be careful when you get AI answers. But I did verify this. Place of Gears of War Loaded was what's up, Brett?
I was just gonna say, even because I've been using AI more to ask questions, and a tip that I found is just even if you just ask twice, right? Like if I'm like, hey yo, okay, perfect example. I've been playing Elden Ring, and somebody told me about a weapon called the Ripple Crescent Halberd, which scales with Arcane. Happens to be the build I'm using. I'm like, cool. Can I the AI was like, yeah, you can even cast Bloodflame Blade on it. Like, that's weird. I didn't think you could. So I asked it, I was like, can you cast Bloodflame Blade on it? And it goes, no, you can't cast Bloodflame Blade on it. I'm like, okay. So literally sometimes you just have to ask it a second time and it'll be like, no. So it's not even that much effort. You don't have to ask AI and then Google it. You can just ask it again. And 95% of the time it's not going to hallucinate the same.
Hilarious. By the way,
follow up.
No, I agree with that. And by the way, I just realized since we only really have 6 questions, may as well go off on a fucking detour. But Brett, you'll love this one. I purposely asked it, and I knew what the answer was already, but I purposely asked it, is there an iPad Air with the M4 chip? It says, yes, there is, and it was released on bracket date. It doesn't exist, Brett.
Of course it doesn't.
It just said it was released on bracket date. With the brackets date.
Said bracket date?
It really said that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. Oh my God. Okay. Yep. That's wow. Okay.
Yeah, and again, the M4 iPad Air does not exist. It's not a thing. Anyway, let's get into. Yeah, let's get into. I'll read the question again. Gears of War Reloaded is fun to play, but I sometimes have issues finding lobbies. I think it has to do with underwhelming sales and other good games being released in a similar window, like Silksong, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Helldivers 2, and Borderlands 4. Whereas Gears of War Reloaded released at a bad time, is Xbox taking an L here. So anyway, here's the numbers. Gears of War Reloaded has seen low sales on the PS5, with reports indicating only 259,000 copies on PS5 by early 2025, according to Alania Analytics. I can't pronounce that because that's fucking tongue twister. This is contrasted with nearly 1.3 million total players across all platforms in August 2025, with the majority downloads coming from Xbox, the Game Pass. This limited adoption on PlayStation, despite being the series' first appearance on the platform, suggests a struggle for success on Sony's console. So yeah, why is Gears of War Reloaded selling bad on PlayStation?
Why anybody would want it?
Why not? It's a great game.
It's not. Not
It's
this
not,
one. This is
it's not
old.
it's not a great game.
It's not the Ultimate Edition. We already had the Ultimate Edition.
PlayStation guys never played that.
That's come on now. They got PCs. They
don't. They never played it.
Then they don't need to play it. Then they don't need to play. It's not for them. It's not for them.
Damn.
If you want, think about it. If you want to play a game, you'll find a way to play a game. I don't want to hear that. We've already talked about it before about getting other consoles, right? We can't just start saying, "Oh no, you should only have this." We've talked about this. If you want to play a game, you could play it on whatever system it's on.
Yeah, but there's console loyalists.
This Gears of War that we have, this Ultimate version, this Reload version, is the version that was originally on PC through Windows only. It has a whole section, a whole chapter against a Bruma that was never on the Xbox. And when it was a big deal when they then added that in the Ultimate Edition that came out, 2015, and we were all thrilled we got it. And then when they announced Reload, it's like, what's this? We made it look a little prettier, but it's still the same way, which is why they were giving it away for free for people that had that version. Yeah. So I'm not surprised. And then I remember I talked about even with the beta before, and I sent screenshots that I had issues trying to find connections with that. And most people aren't playing that. They are playing Gears. I still have a bunch of buddies that still play. They play Gears 4 online because of the Horde mode. They play Gears 5 online. There's still content and things going on, challenges and tournaments and things. So to then say, all right, stop doing all that. Let's go back to Reloaded. It's not carrying over your profile from Ultimate. Meanwhile, it's the same damn game. When my ship loads up and it's like, oh, you're level 1. I'm like, no, I'm not, bitch. I'm not level 1. And I'm not doing this again. So I stopped. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. So me and my buddy, we just did the campaign like we usually. That's just what we do. We've beaten all of them. We've beaten this one multiple times already. And that's it. But I'm really not surprised that it didn't sell well because again, people don't want this. I think it would have sold better if this was the collection that we know they've been working on for PC, maybe not for consoles, but we know for PC they said they were working on this shit. That's what people want. They wanted 1, 2, and 3. If there was a collection for 1, 2, and 3, I'm sure a lot of people would have bought it because people like packages, right? They like total packages. They like to know, oh, I got it all. So this is just this one game, and then you see some reviews and you find out, oh, it's just this old shit. Oh, no. It's not that special. So, no, not surprised.
Yeah. I also think all the games coming out are another factor as well. That's a lot of games that dropped,
to be honest, like with that, like as much as it's cool to see the Gears of War, finally on PlayStation, at the same time, it's like when you look at what it's sort of against the. I know people are having, issues with they're claiming to have issues with the latest Metal Gear title, but it looks a lot better. It's a nice looking game.
When you said claiming to have issues, I thought you were talking about Borderlands. That's the other one that's supposedly having issues.
Both of those games seem they're doing pretty damn well for games that look like they're having issues, right? But then there's also Silksong, which is also like a beast, which you guys talked on the the last Throwdown, the previous Throwdown before last, that game was crashing fucking stores.
Oh,
So many people fucking didn't you guys talk about
yeah,
that?
yeah, we did. Like basically, everybody was
Yeah.
trying to download it and just crashed everything. Yeah,
You're crashing a bunch of online stores because people wanted that shit so badly. No, Gears had the misfortune of essentially being put out in a beast week.
Wasn't it
Beast
at
couple of
a
weeks.
discount price? Because I saw it on PC for $40, and that wasn't
No,
on sale.
well,
That's
Silk-
just the price.
Silk-
Silk
Isn't
Song's
it on
25.
Gears?
Silk Song's 25.
Silk Song's 25.
No, I
Gears
know.
is
I
like
mean,
40.
That's what I'm saying. It was like on a sale price. It's not a reduced price. I should say. It's not at one of these high 60s or 80s or any of that.
No,
bullshit.
it's a 40. It's a
cheap
it's
game.
A lower, yeah, it's a cheap
Yeah.
game. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I think it just whatever
Yeah.
was around it was just literally overshadowing. But I also blame that on the fact that everybody was trying to get out of the way of Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, Rich, what's up, man?
Two quick things. Silk Song is $20.
Oh, $20.
So that's half the price.
Yeah,
That's
funny, yeah.
half the price. And this game came out the exact same day as Helldivers on Xbox. So there it is. You know, all the other stuff that you guys mentioned coming out, but that game also came out the exact same day. So yeah. And it's an
I got a
old game.
question.
So
I got a question, and oh, go ahead, Rich.
oh no, go ahead.
This might be a dumb question
Uh-oh.
or not. Is Helldivers 2 more popular than Gears of War?
Probably currently at the moment is
At this point in time, yeah. I
not
would think so.
overall, like in the grand scheme of things, but currently, yeah.
I mean, going against an old, like a relatively that's not an old game, but I mean, Helldivers is only a year or two old, right? It's a year.
Probably less than that.
Completely different
less
game
than a
too.
year.
It's Gears. This Gears is not a live service game. It's not like what's
No.
going on with 4 and 5, where th're constantly putting content. And they got packs and outfits and skins and weapons. That's the other versions. That's not Reload.
Like, I wonder if Helldivers 3 came out and it had to fight against Gears of War E-Day or Gears of War 6 or whatever. Like, I wonder which one would
It's a good
generally
question.
be more popular.
Well, it depends on what version Gears we're getting. We know the title, but
Well,
we don't know
E-Day,
what type of game
E-Day,
that is.
yeah.
No, but we don't know what that is. What is that? Is that going to have co-op? Is that going to have 2-player, 4-player like with Gears 3? Is that going to have any of that stuff? Is that even? Oh, they talked about an open world game. Is that Helldivers? Is it going to be a completely different gameplay?
Well, I have a response to this question. I would just say this, quoting Phil Spencer, until you have the game in your hands, don't listen to a damn thing that I say or what Microsoft says. This game doesn't exist until we actually are playing it.
There we go.
So
Fair enough.
I remember when when Halo Wars was first teased, and it was just a poster, Halo Wars. They're like, oh, this is going to be a big open world, and then we saw it's like, oh, it's an RTS. What the? What is this shit? It's like, oh man, who asked for this? And then,
So you think this game is not going to be a third-person game? Is that what you're suggesting?
it could be that, but they keep talking. Well, early on they talked that the next Gears was going to be a big open world game.
Yeah.
That they were teasing it with Gears 5. There was a big portion of Gears 5 where you're on a skiff and you can travel to different locations, and they were testing out, hey, do you guys want this? Would you like to go in different routes and have different missions and get the open world experience? And people said, sure, well, why not? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Why not?
And then next we hear about this. And where is it? It's a prequel back on the main planet while everything is nice and calm. We are going to see all the shit hit the fan, which presumably means that you're going to be running through the streets, right? It's the city. It's still happening. So maybe it's going to be, what's that Japanese, was it Japanese or Chinese game? I think it was Japanese, where Alien Wars or whatever, where you're running through the streets and aliens are just popping out of the ground and you're shooting them. And
What, Earth
they're
Defense
all
Force or something?
Earth Defense Force,
Okay.
yeah. There you go. Maybe it's something like that where you're running around because now it's happening in real time. So could it be something where it's just one of those jump in, jump out, grab your buddies, maybe like a Division type of thing, but in Gears? Maybe. We don't know. We don't know the type of game. We just know that what they had hinted of, well, we were thinking about doing an open world type of thing and just changing things up instead of something very linear, just make it open, do what you want. Hey, a lot of people bitch they want to be their own Gears, right? Why do I have to play as Marcus and Zombie Marcus? And why can't I make it my own guy? Well, we'll look into that for the next game. This is the next game. So who knows? Maybe you can make your own gear guy running around the streets.
I just want to mention that I think my question was answered
Uh-oh.
by Adam's response. It's definitely Helldivers. If you have to bring up all these stipulations in order to justify the validity
but they're
of
two
a
different
of a
games. They're two
franchise.
different types. But that's the thing. They're two different guys. I wouldn't compare that. I would compare it to something else.
I'm just talking about in terms of popularity, not in terms of whether they're.
It's
I
a
I
different
think I felt the
audience
same
now.
need. I hate to be
Different
that guy, but like
You know
kinda
you like
feel like
being
they
that
don't-
guy, Brett. Stop bullshit. You
Yeah,
like
yeah,
being that
yeah.
guy.
Actually, no, you're 100% right. I don't mind being that guy at all. It is the same need, man. Like I've played Gears, and I get Gears multiplayer is its own beast, but it's close enough to what I've seen to Helldivers. Like it's and you could just boil it down to like Gears felt almost like an extraction shooter before extraction shooters were a thing. So it's not the same. It's not the same thing, but just because it's not the same flavor of ice cream doesn't mean it's like not appealing to the same people. So I do think that Helldivers really it's
Right now,
got to be taken into the community.
if you talk to anyone that's in junior high school and hell, probably even high school, tell me about Gears, your experience with Gears. How do you feel about Gears? And they'll be like, what the hell is Gears? Because nothing's been around relevant for them. They don't know. It's been out.
And what there's that RTS game or
Tactics? Gears
Tactics?
Tactics?
Yeah, that saved the franchise.
Yeah, right. That went the way of the toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that shit.
All right. Any other thoughts on Gears of War Reloaded and the low sales?
Should have had a collection.
Sucks,
I'm telling you, I have a feeling they have it already, just like they said they were working on. They have it, and they're like, no, let's really milk this. Let's release each one separate, and then once they've run their course and they dried up in sales, then we'll release the bundle. We've seen this a million times in other franchises, and I think that's what they were trying to go with, and it backfired. Nobody wants that shit.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the previous comments about releasing the game when there's just so many things coming out, it didn't help.
It was
Especially since it's not a new game.
Yeah, it was a stacked few weeks for sure. All right, man. Let's move on here. Another question from Mr. Cyber Drones. With the upcoming ROG, Xbox Ally, and other handhelds, will Valve reveal a new Steam Deck anytime soon? So I talked about this during CES time, so I'll reiterate it again. During CES, I interviewed, like the main guy behind the Steam Deck, and I asked him, like, hey, what's up with the Steam Deck too? You have all these competitors. What's happening here? And they basically said that they're waiting. They had already previously said they're waiting for like a big upgrade in order to justify giving you a new system. They don't just want to give you better graphics or whatever. Right? I know they did the OLED version, but they specifically said that they're waiting for a chip to come out that has an 8 to 15 wattage TDP, because currently what's out there now, it's 30 watts, which is double what they want. It would just drain the battery and all that. So they're waiting for it, a chip from whatever manufacturer to hit that sweet spot of 8 to 15. And then they want to release it, because they don't want you to get this big beefy handheld that lasts for an hour, which is kind of what you get now,
Well, last week they did release the patent for the new hardware that came out last week.
Yeah, so so basically they are working on it, but they're waiting, for that chip with that kind of power wattage. What's up, Brett?
Oh, I just said I just appreciate I'll be honest, I respect the shit out of that kind of attitude of look, we want to give you a better system, but we don't really feel it's worth the value, and we're not just trying to milk our audience for everything that they're worth, which is honestly weird and kind of refreshing. So it's even nicer that they're very transparent about what that means. Like we need, like you said, a chip that comes in around 15 watts. It's going to be a significant upgrade. Otherwise, it could be not what we want to give you. And I know a lot of people are jumping on the handheld market, and they're coming out with like, oh, here's a $1,200 handheld that we just crammed as much of a PC into as possible. And I appreciate that Steam is going kind of for the other end. Like they're really interested in the user experience. The end user experience, they want it to not only play the games, but feel comfortable playing the games, be a right weight, feel the right fit. And as somebody who really loved the Steam controllers and a lot of the stuff that's the hardware that Steam puts out, it really feels like they put more than an Apple level of care into their hardware. So like we if you want more power, we have, the ROG Ally is making I don't know, a new one every year or whatever. So
Pretty much.
So and that's kind of proven Steam's point, is it's getting lost in the noise. This, the ROG Ally 2, not a big deal. Steam Deck 2, going to be a big fucking deal.
I also think that it's a lot of backtalk with all that, because like you just said, they know that their OS is being put on all these other devices, and they're like, why cannibalize that? Let them go. Let those come out. Let people go log in, buy all their fucking games, make some money off of that, and then we come through the back door. And
No, I agree with that, and that was going to be the point I was going to make. Like, there is no rush for them to get a Steam Deck 2 right now, because now, if you do want a Steam Deck 2, you could actually get the Legion Go S, which is available right now with Steam OS. But I think that's giving Valve time until somebody comes out with a chip with that power wattage where they could be like, okay, here's the Steam Deck 2. But in the meantime, they were already getting their money from, their OS being on other platforms. So it's like a win-win situation, not only for them, but for us. And Brett, to your point, you said it feels like these other manufacturers put out something every year. No, they actually do put out something every year. I just thought about it. Asus, MSI, and Lenovo, right? Ever since they dropped their new handhelds, they've had a new iteration every single year. But Valve is like, no, we're not going to do that. And I think that, to your point, that's good. That's good for the customer. So you don't feel like you got ripped off,
Yeah, you've got options. And like you said, no matter what, they end up in Valve's ecosystem, so Valve wins.
Yeah. Fucking MSI released 2 handheld iterations in 1 year. With the claw.
The first one was a mess up.
It was a hot mess, and
Bro,
then
it really shows that Steam building their own Linux OS system, that was a fortune. That was like a Miss Cleo fucking moment, because by them doing that, they have made it possible to be the better running version. I think Windows is going to be coming too late with their slimmed down version, and I don't think they're going to be able to compete with Steam's OS, which means they were looking so far down the road of if we build a superior OS that can go on a handheld, then we can pretty much corner a portion of the market and get a lot of people into our ecosystem. And it feels, if they didn't do that in some Nostradamus intentional way, then they luckiest goddamn break ever, because it is working for him.
Yeah. But shout out to Assyrian Air Force. He's in the chat. He goes, Aya Neo just released a new handheld during the podcast. Yeah, those motherfuckers are always dropping Windows 11 handhelds. It's crazy.
I feel like that strategy is valid. The Steam Deck strategy is valid by Valve, but also I don't think they have another choice, because Steam and Valve, they're not a hardware company per se. So, it's much easier for Lenovo and Asus.
I put it in the chat. You can see what this is.
And the rest of them, because all they do is hardware.
Yeah,
so it's much easier for them to churn out different devices. For Valve, I feel like it takes more time to do what they're trying to do.
Yeah, but
of course,
and Brett, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. No, I was just going to say, the fact. Okay, so what you just said, Carlos, about them releasing consoles all the time, that's also to Valve's benefit, because they wouldn't keep releasing these unless there was an interest, right? And everybody in the back of their mind is like, okay, this is cool, but I want that Steam Deck too, So all that shit's helping them out in the end. Go ahead, Brett.
Yep, it's just it's building. In, I kind of forgot what I was saying because I was listening. Active listening for the win. But no, I think it's good for the brand. Oh, that's what it was. Steam kind of built their brand in kind of two prongs. One, obviously their storefront, but to a lesser one, Steam Deck, and them dabbling in some hardware. Like they haven't done a lot of hardware. They aren't a hardware company, but I've owned every piece of hardware that they have released, and I think I'll tell you, like they're all like we all have the Steam Deck. We like the second you get your hand, you're like this thing is actually really well made. Like it leads a lot. And I don't know, Tony. Like I'd be really interested to hear because you've had a lot of handhelds in your hand. Like, does the Steam Deck strike you as particularly well made?
Absolutely.
Compared to some of the other ones?
And at the end of the day, even though, yes, the other ones may feel a little bit more ergonomic, they obviously have more power. The Steam Deck still feels better to hold. You know why? Because it's light. It's light. These other ones, like, yes, they may have more ergonomics, but those ergonomics don't mean shit when it's so fucking heavy. You don't want to hold it, you know? But the Steam Deck does have good ergonomics. So, no, it's still, even though it's like one of the oldest handhelds now, it is still really great to hold for a long time. So it's just exceptionally built. You know, you could tell Valve did not rush that shit. They were like, yo, we're taking our time designing this motherfucker. There's a couple of things like maybe the analog sticks will be placed a little bit lower or whatever, but like just holding it, it's still great, man.
Yeah, and like in the back panels and shit, like I really feel like Valve, whoever they've had engineering at Valve has done a very meticulous, thorough, dare I say, autistic job at designing a thing. And like the Steam controller was excellently made. It was one of my like the second you got in your hands, you're like, God damn, this thing is nice. And the Steam Link, like honestly, filled a great purpose. I think that Sunshine Moonshine or Sunshine Moonlight, the people who developed it, they actually developed a better streaming or Steam Deck than Steam, and Valve needs to fucking hire those guys and make that shit official. But Steam's idea of like, hey, we're only releasing quality things is I appreciate it because they don't release a lot of hardware, but when they do, it is every single one of it, at least for me, has been a banger and highly useful. Like even beyond just like, oh, it's a new console. Like, oh, the Steam Link. Like I could fucking stream my games from one place to another. Like, granted, it's not the best for every game, and it's tough to do any Souls game on, like, because any bit of lag on that is tough. But there's a lot of games it works really, really well for. Like a shocking amount. I played the entire game, Kingdom of Amalur, through that on my Steam Deck. So like it's definitely viable. And I think it's only going to be more so as it goes on. So I think that the last thing Valve needs to do is tarnish their reputation by putting out any kind of half-baked or unnecessary hardware without a clear delineation of its improvements. We talk about it all the time. Like we used to have systems back in the day where when a new one came out, you could tell it was a new system. And I think that's if that's what Valve's going for, I support that shit 110% because I miss those days so much.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on here. This is from Ragnos21, aka Geno Breaker. He goes, I'll purposely be vague, but will certain social media comments from Sucker Punch employees on recent tragic events hurt Ghost of Yote's reception and sales? First of all, thank you for the vague part there. We all know what you're talking about, and we're not going to get into that, right? But this does gives me an opportunity, if you guys will allow me a couple of minutes here, to say something that's been on my mind, right? Because, you know, the whole conversation of like, oh, freedom of speech has come up. Yes, you do have freedom of speech. Manny and I, you were talking about this the other day. You do have freedom of speech, but you don't have freedom of consequences. And to be even more specific, right? All of us here either work at a corporation or have worked for corporations, right? When you sign that contract, there's a clause in there that specifically says you will not do anything that will make us look bad, even in your public life. So if you're out there saying really bad stuff on social media, and think about this, nowadays, a lot of companies, when they're hiring you, what do? They go to your social media feed, right? Because they can use that to determine, I'm not, let me finish, Manny. Like they could use that to determine, right? So yes, while you do have the freedom to say it, you are ultimately representing a company even on your off hours. So you shouldn't feel bad for anybody that got fired for making really. This is the only opinion part I'll say. Really distasteful comments online. You know, so I'm not surprised by that. I just wanted to get that off my chest before we get to the question. But go ahead, Manny. I know you wanted to comment on the whole. Oh, wait, he just froze. Never mind. Anyway, regarding Ghost of Yote, I'm
good.
Oh, go ahead, man. Yeah, go ahead, Manny. You're back now. What did you want to say about that specifically before I get to the Ghost of Yote part?
Well, yeah. Just to corroborate what you said, yeah, exactly. You know, when you sign a contract, you know, especially if you're in the entertainment industry, they ask for everything. They ask for your social media. They ask for all of that sort of stuff. That's just the way that things are.
No, but again,
You wanna
just
make sure
specifically
that-
say if you will not make us look bad. They specifically say
you
that.
won't you won't say anything against our company, you know, say anything that will make us look bad and anything. I mean, we look, you know, James, if you want to talk about this, James Gunn is a good example. What he said in the past negatively affected him and they fired him for it. Right?
2009. It was way back too.
In 2009. So this is not anything new that's going on. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. So if you're saying things that don't go against the company or any of that sort of stuff, that you may find that you may not have a job anymore. These social media stuff has so much more of an effect on your working life. I always said, like, as a professional, like, you have, you know, you're trying, if you're selling products and all that sort of stuff, you trying to get as many people to read or watch or do your all that stuff. So why would you even try to you know, sabotage the sales of your own product by saying something, you know, distasteful or saying something on there?
And why would you say something like that in this job market? You don't want to be fired right now. And also, in the last thing, man, I'll let you pick up after this. My views do not represent the views of my employee. It's not a fucking shield. That is not going to protect you, bro.
No, yeah.
But
The views and opinions on this thing are my own. That doesn't mean a damn thing. You know,
No,
if you're
it doesn't.
afraid, you know,
And,
if you're. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say one thing. I mean, when I was at Nintendo, when you sign your all your paperwork and your NDAs and all that stuff, they constantly told us, you represent the brand. You are Nintendo, right? That was a saying. And anything you do in life doesn't matter. If you go out and get in a bar fight or whatever, that reflects badly on the brand, right? Don't do that. So that's any company, right? You represent the brand. It doesn't matter if you're it's a Sunday or whatever. If you get drunk, if you act stupid, you get you know, you murder somebody, that's all affects, you're going to get fired, right?
That was also precisely why, if you guys know, why Chris wasn't on earlier episodes of Throwdown.
Yeah, had to be careful.
Because at the time he was working at Nintendo. I think you got on when you got on here when you were working Rockstar, right? Chris?
Yeah, they were a little more open about those things.
Yeah. No, when you worked at Nintendo, you were a guest sometimes. That was it, because you had to be careful. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because this is really more of a PSA to our listeners. Guys, be careful. Don't say anything stupid that could get you fired. You know, if you have opinions on certain things, talk to your boys. Don't post that shit online. We want you to remain employed, you know?
Not
just that, but like
to the internet.
Yeah, internet's forever. Go ahead, Brett.
Yeah.
Just come on, just be a human.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you.
Like I'm the one here that can speak the most, but honestly, I'm gonna say very little because I'm mad. I'm really mad about this whole thing. I'm not like before anybody gets, you know, I'm sick of the comparisons to Luigi Mangione. It's not the same thing. Let's not talk about it the same way. But I will
let's
say
not talk about it at all.
Yeah, Brett, be careful. Again, you know, I don't want to get too into particulars.
I'm just saying. Regardless of opinions, you just don't respond to dialogue violence. And it's just as simple as that. I'm not making a political statement in any way. And again, I have no dog in this fight. My views do not represent anybody else here. They are entirely my own. But I just am of that mindset. Like, it's just, don't respond to dialogue with violence. That is escalation. Okay? You're talking about somebody who was having a debate, and whether or not you agree with them, and for the record, I don't give a shit. I can say I didn't agree with him. But I don't think that you shoot a motherfucker when they're trying to talk. And that's about all I can say with that before I start going off the fucking rails and getting all Irish on y'all.
Oh man, good stuff right there. And like as Brett said, he is the one here that can speak a little bit freely. But thank you for that. But anyway, so regarding Ghost of Yote, whether the comments made by these Sucker Punch employees who were fired, by the way, will affect game sales, I can't say it will, but I think I'm correct in saying that Ghost of Yote will sell less than Ghost of Tsushima. This is why. Every single, at least for the past 5 years or so, 5 years, every single PlayStation sequel has sold less than the previous one. Last of Us 2 sold less. God of War Ragnarok sold less. Horizon Zero Forbidden Dawn or whatever sold less. So following that pattern, Forbidden West. So following that pattern, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this one will buck the trend, but Spider-Man sold less as well. So I think.
I got a hot take.
Yeah, but anyway.
I got a hot take.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I think this is going to help sales. I think this is going to help sales.
Oh, really?
I genuinely do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like a company that's like, look, some of our employees did some shitty stuff. We're going to take accountability. They're no longer here. We apologize. Like, oh my God, somebody in the industry is taking accountability. Like, that makes me want to buy Ghosts of Yote.
Oh, you might be in the minority because I've seen a lot of stuff online. People going, "Oh, they fired him. That's good. We're still going to boycott this shit." That's the shit I'm seeing.
That's not helping anything. That's not what we should be doing. That's honestly the opposite of what we as a community should be doing. When people are like, "Hey, I'm going to shove politics into games and just be just obnoxious or subhuman or whatever the fuck you want to call it." And the company's like, yeah, we don't tolerate that kind of behavior. Like, I appreciate and respect a company that doesn't appreciate or doesn't, tolerate that fucking kind of behavior. And the fact that people have been employing people who have just been honestly just outright monsters because they think they're doing it for the right reasons, like, I'm so sick of that shit. And anybody who's listening, that's a call to, like, please don't use that as a reason to boycott it. What the fuck do you want them to do? They fired the people. You want them to burn down their house too? There's only so much somebody could do. Let a redemption arc be a fucking redemption arc. They've done what they can. They've apologized. That's like, you can't, that's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. They can't, like, what are they going to thought police their employees? No, but like, hey, you can't, like, be a dick to the highest degree and still have our support. It should just be as simple as that.
Were these people higher up on the food chain? Because usually it's people high up on the food chain that feel like they're invincible. I mean, we see that everywhere.
Yeah, I think one of them was a producer and stuff, So yeah, it was, but it's like in every kind of level and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually a producer or a creative director, but they're like, Adam's right. And like, I think that we should send, like, the fact, like, there are consequences for these actions, but like, I don't think that any tale where there's no redemption is a tale worth telling. And I don't know a less weird way to put that, but like, you always have room for the comeback story. You always have room for the underdog. You always have room for somebody to try and make themselves better. And if somebody is trying to make themselves better, even if they kind of suck, like, you should give them the opportunity to make themselves better. So while I don't think that this is a reason why people should actively go out and buy Ghost of Yote, because I don't think political discourse should inform your gaming purchases at all. I think that this should erase any biases because, like, look, man, the people up top, they did the best that they could. They tried to handle the situation and resolved it as best it could be resolved. Sometimes you can't glue everything back together, but you get as close as you can. And I think that's what we have here. And if we still if we still punish that kind of behavior, then what the fuck is the point about speaking up in the first place?
Brett, I'm gonna have to disagree.
Uh-oh.
With a slight caveat. The only way this game will outsell the first game is if it's one of the best games ever made. And
No. I'm
and
sorry. I didn't mean to say. I don't think it'll outsell the first game. I don't think. I was replying more to like the original question. I don't think this will hurt their sales numbers. I think it may help their sales numbers.
oh yeah,
But I do
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
think that they will be better than Ghosts of than the first
Tsushima.
game.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're right, Brett. They're not mutually exclusive. It could help, but it still won't help it outsell the previous one.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, but I don't
Thank
think
you.
it's gonna hurt it.
Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, because that's a good point. Yeah, with that game, look, let's call a spade. Ghost of Yote is not going to sell well. One of them for the reasons Tony mentioned. It's a sequel of a Sony first party game that usually doesn't do as well as the first game.
Yeah, it would legit buck the
Because-
trend, Carlos, for the past 5
It would-
years.
Because let's be honest, most of them just play it safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of the same type of thing. Number two, it's a sequel of a game that has nothing to do with the predecessor.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of people, including in this panel, that are upset because it's not part of the original storyline.
Me,
Uh-oh.
yeah, boy.
Number three, you got people like Rich who want to play Shinobi and don't want to play anything else. Number four,
Like Samurai games.
Hey, there you go.
and number four, there is a political aspect to why people won't want to play this game.
And Carlos, to be fair, that political angle was already there before this.
Yeah, it was way before this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was already
To be
there.
fair to the recent situation.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we'll see. Again, I can't say whether it will be affected, but this game's not going to outsell the first one. No way. You know. Again, look at the trend. You know, that's my Miss Cleo moment. You know. All right, move on. Actually, before moving on, I'll say this publicly. Hey, Brett.
What's up?
I want to say this because I was like, should I tell Brett this off? I'm going to say it publicly, man. I love the fact that you are the guy on the podcast that pops his fucking mouth off, but every single time when it comes to these hot button things, you always deliver the shit very fucking eloquently and with grace. So thank you for that.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the final three questions. We're going to end with some fun stuff, you know? Assyrian Air Force, 3 questions, and hopefully he's still in the chat. And they're all about PCs. The first one here is, what are your thoughts on Borderlands 4 being poorly optimized for PC? We got another one, boys. That's what I thought. Kind of slightly related to the last topic. I haven't looked into this because I've just been watching all the news about what's been happening. All I know is people are complaining. By the way, is this another Unreal Engine 5 game by any chance?
Yes, it is.
Oh, Brian, here we go.
There's no
It has
connection,
to
though.
be- It sounds like, I mean, besides me, anybody else play this game?
Crickets.
I couldn't find it for $30,
Yeah.
so I was like,
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. So nobody. All right.
Yeah.
So
Go ahead, Rich. I
mean,
heard you say something.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I did play a little bit of it at PAX West, but that was like about
oh,
a
that
week
was
or
that
so
build.
ago.
Oh, that was that build.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
I played it. The reviews going up on the Coalition. I played on the Xbox Series X. Put in a few hours. I haven't had any issues with it. No slowdowns, no crashes. Sounds like it is an issue with optimization on PC, but not overall. I looked up online, people from PlayStation on PS5, because this one does not have a PS4 version or Xbox One, whatever the hell.
Yeah, long
This
last
is all
gen,
for
yeah.
the current- yeah, none of that. And they're not having issues either. So maybe they were like, all right, we only have enough time to focus either on the console or the PC side. Where are we going to make the most money? And they just went, all right, let's go console. Let's make sure that shit's running smooth on those platforms, and we'll do a PC later. Because what was it? They had another patch that came out, and it broke even more shit.
Oh, shit.
They said on the PC, yeah, there was another patch that came out, and like, oh, this made things worse. What the? Blah, 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 blah. So it's a shame. I mean, we've seen this. Usually it's reverse. Remember, we saw this with Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk was great on PC and then ran like crap on consoles. At least on the older versions. You know, the Xbox One, PS5 said it was all right. It was pulling decent numbers. But it's one of
Well-
those, again, that we've talked about where we get that they want these games on all these platforms, right? Day one on all these platforms, but that takes time, that takes money, resources. Clearly, a lot of these studios are skimping on some of these parts. They can't treat them all equally, which is why we're getting this. It's not, oh, it's a butter game across the
The
board.
butter game.
No, they said it's supposed to be on Switch 2. Is it out on Switch 2? I don't know. Did it come out on Switch 2?
I have no idea.
I don't think it's out yet on Switch.
Not
2.
yet, but it's listed, and that's one of the things it's listed as.
Yeah.
And for the cross-platform play, it's also listed as working with Switch 2. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Playing on the Switch 2 when your buddy's playing on a PC, a PS5, on an Xbox. I would love to do that video to see how that works and see who drops the ball. Who is going to disconnect and lag this whole game to hell? Is it going to be the PC or the Switch 2? It's definitely going to be between those two fools. But I've had no issues. It's good.
Yeah, what's up, Rich?
So I have a question and a comment. First and foremost, the question, I don't know if you can answer this, Tony. Now, one of your colleagues, the Tom guy, is reviewing this game, right, on PC? Have they encountered
yes.
any issues?
Oh wait, I can't talk about it because we talked about it on Thursday. Nobody got fucking review codes until like the last hour. So because of that, I haven't had a chance to ask him how it's running, you know? But he is running like an older rig with a 3070, I believe. So maybe he won't encounter these issues. And I'm Rich, I'm glad you brought that up. And then I'll let you, because I know you had a comment after this. Because I was speaking to another friend. And I don't know what their what kind of rig they're running, but they said they haven't had any problems with Borderlands 4 after the patch that just recently dropped. So this could be another kind of Batman situation where it's like some people it's fine, and other people's fucked up. But
that was about a graphics card too. It was some kind of compatibility with Batman. Remember with certain graphics cards and video cards, or
like
and that's.
So
maybe that's what's
it could be, yeah. A Syrian Air Force says the 5090 is struggling to get the game to run at 60 frames without frame generation, DLSS. So it's not good, especially if you have a 5090, you shouldn't have to even turn on DLSS. It should just be giving you that butter fucking frame rate from the jump,
Shoot, majority of people that spend big money on those cards is because they don't want to do all the optimizing and tweaking. If they want the shit to run smooth as butter right out the box, they spend the $2,000 or whatever for these cards.
Yeah, pretty much. Rich, what's the other thing you wanted to say?
Oh, I was just going to make a comment and say, in case Randy listens to this podcast, they better fix this issue on PC. He don't want the fans coming after him with pitchforks. Yeah. So better fix it.
Randy Pitchfork doesn't want pitchforks after him.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game. It's an improved game. So many things that many people have bitched about, and they fixed. They just straight up fixed. It's like, oh, finally, this is great. I mean, plain and simple. It's a quick one. Remember when you had to go get a vehicle? You had to go to one of those vehicle spawn stations to go get a vehicle. You're in a battle, they blow up your car, and now you're on foot. Not anymore. Now, right on the D-pad, spawn your shit right underneath you. Boom. Good to go. Little things like that. You have a glider. You can pull yourself a link from the Breath of the Wild. You can go and glide around and stuff. Oh, it's a fun game. It's a fun game. And then again, jump in, jump out, play with your buddies, and do that whole thing. And I love it. I love it. It was a fun game. Fun.
It's great, serious.
Great, serious.
But yeah, again, and Brian, have you been keeping up with this Borderlands 4 stuff on PC?
Yeah, I've been seeing a few things here and there. I watched this one guy who just couldn't launch the game. It just crashed every 5 seconds. It was some of the funniest things to watch. Yeah, I've been seeing people where things just don't load in, like the actual textures don't load in, so the whole thing looks like a damn PS1 game. Also is hilarious. But my thing is, I was always very concerned about it because, again, it's almost like the holy trinity of just a bad time on PC, which is it's an Unreal 5 game. It has de novo, because obviously that's always great, and it's an open world game. and those things just never seem to work well together.
Gears
And-
game is on Unreal 5. So we'll see. Open world also. Well, at least
Well, that's what-
at least I know it's
yeah.
fair. I know it's 5. I know it's 5 because they've said it.
But it just seems like UE5 has just been really bad this gen. Maybe UE6 might solve things, but yeah, it seems like UE5 is just getting like a lot of bad rep, and it's well deserved in my opinion. But then again, there are some really good UE5 games that don't run like crap, which is again, which begs the question: what is wrong? I have no idea.
Oh, I know about.
but yeah.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
But yeah. Ever since Randy Pitchard opened his mouth about the pricing, I was like, yeah, I'm going to stay away from this one. I don't care what. Well, I do care what he says, but in the sense of that's a stupid justification to say that real fans will buy it anyway. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, and I also put. Is it sugar or salt? I think it's sugar. Yeah, I also put sugar in my porridge as well.
Oh man.
There you go. So good.
Oh man. I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say. I'm thinking about porridge. You know, I'm like, do Americans even eat porridge? Is that a British thing? So I was thinking,
That's
you know,
oatmeal. That's oatmeal.
yeah, I was thinking, so can I have some more? You know, that's what I think of
Oliver
porridge.
Twist, damn right. Every day, every day of my life, I eat oatmeal.
There you go.
Love oatmeal. I love it, but it's a brown sugar one. Brown sugar.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say, Brian. It's like, remember how much, like, you know, when UE5 was showed off, like, you know, how much we were praising it, how great it looks. Now I just can't help but think of Star Wars. You were supposed to be the chosen one, you know? It's fucking crazy, man. How the mighty have fallen. Or not even fallen, how the mighty have not lived up to expectations, you know?
Oh, yo, by the way, Tony.
Excuse me? Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Brian, we have a problem.
Uh-oh.
Remember, what's the studio that famously switched engines because their engine wasn't working well, notoriously to start, and switched to Unreal?
There's been a bunch of them, but the two that come to mind are there's a CD Projekt and
Yes.
and
that's the one.
what was known as 343 and now known as Halo Studios.
The latter we can talk in another year.
You know?
The CD Projekt Red, man, they went from their engine, which, you know, in fairness to the UE engine, the CD Projekt Red engine was pretty bad too. But
Yeah.
man, now they're going to Unreal, and they're still gonna have problems probably.
No.
Not in the house of Unreal.
Oh man. All right, let's move on here. What are your preferences when buying a GPU? Do you care about the manufacturer? Do you need specific RGB? Like, what do you guys look for?
I look for not the most expensive one. That's the number one, and I look for Asus. I have a good track record with Asus, so I usually stick to them. That's if I can get them, because, you know, sometimes when you're trying to get a GPU when it comes out, you know, you'll get what you can. So yeah, I normally stick to the upper medium tier GPUs. And obviously I've switched from, I used to be more AMD focused, 15 years ago. But, you know, the last 15 years I've been more NVIDIA focused.
You know, QL doesn't like that.
QL is pissed right now. Yeah. Sorry, QL. I've tried. But yeah, the manufacturers really don't matter as much. If they're not available, if one of them is not available, so I'll just go with whichever is there. But normally Asus is a safe one for me.
Yeah. To quote Richard, I agree with everything that has been said. Yeah, like mid high, Carlos, how you said, that's what I look for. Yeah. Like, you know, the 80 version if I can. 90, I'm not like, bro, no, I'm good. Like, that's to make it. I don't really care about the lighting because I'm not looking at that shit. I believe my last one was also because I had a pre-built. I told this story before. That was during a time when you couldn't get a fucking 30 card. You know, it was just difficult. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go to NZXT, have a pre-built to get that fucking card, the 3080 Ti to be specific. I'm looking at it now. It doesn't say what manufacturer it is, but I'm gonna just assume it's Asus because everything else inside this bitch is Asus. You know, the motherboard, the fucking everything else is Asus. And Asus is just a good. Even my monitors I got right here, bro, that I'm looking at, they're Asus as well. A very good company. But yeah, that's pretty much what I look for. It's like, even though I don't. It's not like I'm married to Asus, but I just know them. But yeah, definitely. And also, I mean, you're gonna probably get this with a mid-high graphics card anyway. But I want a good amount of VRAM as well. Now, maybe not a crazy amount, but a good amount. That's important. And also, can it fit inside my PC? That's the other one because these things are getting huge. So that's another thing you got to take into account. Because it gets to a point. The thing is, I don't. This is not something I think about until like every 5 or 6 years. So by that time, I'm considering getting a new GPU. It's like just getting a whole new PC in general. So it's like I got to start from scratch basically because it's not like I'm buying one every other year because I think that's the usual cadence for NVIDIA. Anyway, Brian, I'm going to go to you as our resident PC guy. What do you look for? Oh, is Brian there?
Yep, I'm
There he
here.
is. All right.
I'm trying to think what's more important, and I think the form factor is more important because I have a SFX style rig, so the small one, about the size, about the size of the PS5.
Yeah.
That's considered small. Yes. So the only size cards that fit are like 2-slot cards, and most cards are either 2.5 or 3 slots. I think the 5090 is 3.5 slots, which I think is maddening. I mean, I still remember the days of like a 1-slot card, and it's like, oh, what? Like 2
Those were the
slots for
days.
cards?
Wait, what is anyone playing that needs that? What is it? Is it projecting a hologram right out of the screen? What is it doing that can make it special? Because it's the same fucking games that's on all the other platforms.
For me, it's more like future proofing. It's like, okay, I don't have if I buy like the beefiest shit possible, I don't have to worry for another 5 or 6 years. That's my thing about it. What about you, Brian?
Also, it's video rendering as well, because you can render lots of good videos with like a high spec GPU. So, because most of the reviews I see, they tend to focus on 2 main things, which is the game side, because obviously games, and also the productivity side. So, can you render stuff, streaming, that type of stuff. I mean, I have heard of people that buy another PC just to stream stuff. So they have one PC to play the game, and then the other one is just for streaming and encoding and all sorts. So I guess if your GPU is good enough, you can just do it on the same card. So yeah. It's very strange. So yeah, form factor is the first one, and then price is the second one, because I'm not spending $2,500 on a graphics card. I mean, that's actually more expensive than my mortgage. So no, I'm not dealing with that. So I tend to go for the same thing as Tony, which is like the 80 Sears range, because I think that's good price for good performance and usually lasts long enough. I mean, my 1080 lasts me until like the pandemic, give or take.
Yeah, me too, Brian. Me too. That's how long it lasts. My 1080 lasted me up until the pandemic. Yep.
So yeah, you can get decent performance that lasts a lot, and as long as you're not playing any game that takes like stupid amounts of processing. And these days, games are getting ridiculous, but at the same time, yeah, I don't know, it might change my gaming habits. But yeah, the mid-range stuff, the mid to high range, I think that's a good point. I have never seen the point of like the top end cards, like the 5090s, the 3090s. I'm like, yeah, they're great, but why? I mean, you get like 90% of the performance for like 6% of the price. So Yeah, that's what I do. In terms of AMD and Nvidia, I've gone back and forth between them. It just depends on what day of the week and whether AMD actually gives a damn and is actually caring. Because at first they were doing really well, and then they kind of had like a weird spot, and then they kind of had like an upshot recently. So hopefully they'll continue this upshot, and then I'll jump back into it. But else, I'm stuck with Nvidia.
There you go. All right. Anybody else want to jump? Adam, I see you shaking your head.
See the big deal. It's like I think I have a 3060, and I maybe played only Street Fighter 5. That's it. It's like I don't. Everything I do, if I play any PC games, is all on my Steam Deck. That's
Everything I
replaced.
do, I
Everything
do
I
it
have
for
on my
Hugo.
Exactly. I do it on
The
my
Hugo.
Yeah, play it on Hugo, or I have my box, and the PlayStation's downstairs. But when it comes to PC, I don't do it. I don't see it. And for a long time, way back in the day, it was a big deal. It was like, oh yeah, I gotta get this new card and play these games. And then I was like, I started focusing more on consoles, and it's like I'm just doing all the games. What's the point? And right now, I still don't see the point. I see people going nuts. Oh, I gotta get the next one. For what? What are you playing? And most of the guys that I do know, big besides you guys, play like League of Legends and still play WoW and stuff. I was like, really? Do you need those high end cards? Does it produce something different? Does it throw you into like first person mode in a virtual? No, just wanted to look fancier or like you said, future proofing. But if you're not playing anything else, then what are you proofing for? What are you
Yeah.
looking? Not it's not happening. And then by the time something does come up, I bet you that one's going to need a card because we saw that before. Remember, it was like Batman and a few other them like, oh, it's designed to run with this particular setup, this rig, this and that. It's all bullshit. And if you're in a console gaming and you're gonna get that game, that's what the same one. It's like a triple double dip if you're gonna buy it on all that. Just get it on the one platform that you know you're gonna play. Not so much of, oh well, it may look amazing on here. Do you have all the specs to make it look amazing? Not yet. Well, how about not ever? And just play it on your fucking PlayStation. Just do it like that, because who knows? What if you do get all this shit? You play the game, you're like, wow, looks great. Game is ass. Gotta go. And then what? So I'm not stressed over it. People don't stress over it.
Yeah. Brett, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, kind of. My thoughts have also gone all over the place. Not as quickly as like day of the week, but over the years my preferences have changed. I was AMD. I'm kind of leaning more NVIDIA these days. But for the most part, like I haven't built my own PC in a while. I've got a gaming laptop right now because GPUs have been crazy. Although I've heard that they're actually coming back down to MSRP, which is a step in the right direction, but that's also partially because they've just fucking raised the MSRP on them to account for, people using them for mining and shit. So it's a mixed bag, but the long and short of it is I don't really feel like I know enough to answer this question in any way that's not dated. But my dated answer is I'm kind of going with NVIDIA right now.
Yeah. All right.
And Intel.
There you go. All right, man. Let's move on to the last question of the night, also from a Syrian Air Force. I mean, you already kind of know this answer, but sure. Does NVIDIA have a monopoly on PC gaming since it currently has a 94% of the GPU market? Yeah, you just answered your own question, bro. Yes.
Good night. Thanks.
94%. That sounds like a monopoly. So yes, it does.
Come on now. That's like,
Yes, it does, man. And this is why
it's too expensive. It's too
Yeah.
expensive for people to jump in for other companies. It's one of those where if a big company say, hey, should we get into all the markets and tech? Can we get in a graphics card? And you see that 94%, like, nope.
Like, I'm
Let's try
good.
something else.
Again, AMD has tried, Intel tried with those ARC ones. Those shit the bed,
Shit. Intel's partially owned by all of us, the taxpayers.
which is
Remember?
insane. That
The
I'm not going to
government
get into
owns
that. I'm
it.
like, why is the
We should get
government
discounts
owning
for
this
that
company? Fucking,
We should get discounts. For
yeah,
that
we
now.
should, right? We should.
That's it. Like, yo, I paid my taxes this year. How much do I get off on this new processor?
Like, I was going to go off on a rant. I'm like, wait, is the government seizing the means of production? That sounds like something we don't advocate around here. But anyway,
It's
Yeah, you answered your question, bro. Yes, it does have a monopoly. Just how it is, man. And they have. We've talked about this. Their name is just so strong. That's just like when you think GPUs, you think Nvidia. That's it. Just like there was a time where it's like when you thought when you said video games, you didn't say video games. You said Nintendo. It's that type of deal. And currently, PlayStation. That's video games.
Yeah. But in this case, this is actually legit monopoly.
It is. 94%.
They didn't go and start. But I mean, they didn't go after sort of like poaching.
Oh yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they were just better than the other one. So it's not like, they're doing all the shady shit. Look at all the stuff they're blocking stores, saying all the stuff Nintendo used to do and other companies, or like you see Facebook poaching all the other AI companies, giving them like $3 million contracts for their developers and shit. No, this isn't the case. It's just like they keep making better cards, and those cards are being used for other things. And I really felt like when the whole crypto system took off, just that industry, that group of people, they prefer using NVIDIA cards. And that really helped skyrocket. So it wasn't just gamers that were buying it or graphic designers needing for editing. It was just this whole, everyone needs crypto mining. You need this type of NVIDIA card. I never heard AMD's name come up.
That's a good point.
It was always NVIDIA. And so it was just by performance. So I call that very organic and just then. If they're 94, that's the clean way to monopolize.
I like what Barry Burns said here. Jensen Huang is walking around with a monocle and a top hat, holding a sack with a $sign on it. That's right. But he still has his leather jacket on. Got to have the leather jacket. Oh man. All right. So that's gonna do it for us. Another good show. Let's start plugging some stuff. Rich, was coming up on the Coalition this week?
Yeah, so currently on the coalition.com as well as the Coalition channel is the latest episode of our I Am Negan podcast. Mr. Adam Vale, Mr. Carlos Romero, and myself reviewing Daryl Dixon, episode 2. So check that out. Let us know what you think about the comments. As Adam has already mentioned, his Borderlands 4 review, that will be going live tomorrow morning. So definitely make sure you check that out to hear his thoughts. And there is a couple of things I am working on currently. Once again, continue to stay tuned to the coalition.com as well as the Coalition Gaming. I actually did a video for the He-Man game because I played that at PAX West.
I told him the name, how it came from Theo Blanco up in the South Bronx. Strong like ox. We're like, yo, He-Man.
He-Man.
Yeah. He-Man.
Yeah, He-Man.
Me and Tony used to know a He-Man.
Yeah, we did. That's right. We actually did. There was a kid called
we
He-Man in middle junior high school. Yeah, He-Man. That was the dude.
Yeah, he was a Korean. Yeah.
Yep. He-Man. Oh man. All right, Adam. Any other stuff coming up with the TV terminals?
Yeah, a lot of stuff. We have another episode of Terminal List, a Dark Wolf. That's a good military shooter. A lot of craziness going on there. We have also this week coming up Gen V, covering that episode 1, 2, and 3. Myself and Josh.
Is that the boys?
That's the spinoff. Well, not the spinoff. Well, it's a spinoff. I guess you could. It's separate. It's its own thing.
Okay.
But yeah, some characters do pop up. Homelander was in season 1, and a few others pop up in season 2. Just as raunchy and crazy, And this is a college situation for Soups. That's what the show is about. And there's a lot of nuts stuff that happens in it. But yeah, so that kicks off again on Wednesday. So have that full coverage for 1 through 3. And then what else? There's something else that we got. I don't know. See a lot of stuff. Of course, like you just Richard said, the I Am Negan over at the Coalition. But yeah, a lot of stuff. But yeah, go ahead, check it out. The TV terminal if you're into TV shows, covering a lot of TV shows. Look at that. So
good stuff. By the way, Manny, when you brought up He-Man, I just had Ben Kenobi in my head. That's a name I've not heard in a long time. Time.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
I was like, He-Man. What's up, man?
This week we go into the finale of Chief of War, Jason Momoa series. That's it. That's this week, and
Okay.
there will be blood. There will be blood.
Uh-oh.
This is gonna be violent. This shit. It's already kind of violent, but this is gonna get real bad. So if you're into that type of stuff, go watch us on Apple and then join us in the chats because we're gonna be talking a lot of that.
All right. So, Manny, what you got going on your end, and also what's going on with that contest? You're muted, I think. Let's see.
Yes.
No, you're
So,
good now. Yes.
There we go. So what for those listening, what we are showing is what I call.
Well, not yet. It's still fucking loading. This piece of shit.
Is it? What the fuck?
Wait.
All right.
Hold on.
That
Hold on.
NVIDIA GeForce 8000 series.
Yeah.
Do I need to? Is it just
No,
loading?
Yeah, it's still just loading.
I see it on my side, but I guess it hasn't shown up on your end yet.
Yeah.
If you
Anyway,
want to
Let Carlos
picture, I
try.
can-
You know.
Yeah, just
put it
go
on
onto the Throwdown account. It's the
You probably have some stuff going on your end.
But anyway.
Yeah, because your connection's been kind of wonky all night anyway.
Oh, okay. So anyway, yes, what's going on with me, at least before Carlos gets it on there, is that TMNT Journeys number 2 coming out real soon. That's a cover with 2003 Casey Jones. It's a really like a new cover for a reprint of the Journeys series that was done by Peter Laird, so which is pretty cool from back in the day. In fact, those Journeys books are so old. I was still working on Ninja Turtles when those things were coming out from Peter Laird's studio. I can't remember what the name of their Mirage Studios. So yeah, that was their old studio. So that's coming out real soon. Power Rangers 9, number 9 with the cover fully drawn by myself is out in the streets. Again, there's all kinds of cool stuff coming along, coming along the way. So stay tuned for that. Carlos, have you found it yet?
No, I have no clue where it's at.
It's literally the last tweet that the Throwdown account made.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dropbox. Okay, my bad.
No.
Let me see.
It's the Throwdown account, like literally the Throwdown Twitter account.
It's the throwdown. You know.
Yeah.
Throw down.
Oh man.
All right, give me
All right,
a
give him a
second.
second, but that'll be fun. So yeah, we'll do the contest on Thursday. Make sure you tune in. We'll do it live. And we'll probably do our usual ask some kind of question, do our Wheel of Destiny, and select somebody at random, because that is the fair way of doing it. So that'll be fun. Just
These nuts is gonna win again.
these nuts is gonna win again. That's right. Oh man. I don't know if that guy's a fan of ours anymore, because he considered me an Xbox fanboy after that and got mad at me. So I don't even know if he's not a fan.
He won the console.
He won, yeah, but it's like me and Xbox. I don't even own a fucking Xbox. Anyway, so there's the stuff. So Manny, if you want to just repeat that for people who are watching, everything you said about what's in here. Okay, maybe you don't. Yeah. All right, so yeah, you got a Big Boss poster there. You get a actual physical copy of the game. It looks like a flyer for Metal Gear Con. It's pretty cool. There's his Solid Zero book. There's a cool collector's edition. A big Solid Snake poster. Yeah, but the rest of the stuff is like Manny stuff. Like he drew a picture of Big Boss, Solid Snake, Volgin, and Ivanov, and of course Ocelot. And then there's looks like these are patches and a calorie made as well. So that's all you get.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, man.
Yeah, don't worry, Manny. I broke down everything that's on the screen, so you're good.
Yes. So yeah, all that stuff is going to be coming. What I like to call the S0 Delta edition of the collector's edition. So it's the collector's edition that you can get get now, minus the ID card, and the steelbook, but everything else is including the patches, the original artwork, and the Solid Zero subsistence art book, which is the MGS Con edition.
Okay,
And
that's what I was
calendar
looking
dates.
at. Yeah, because I was like, because I saw the MGS Con and then I saw the book. So that version of the book is the MGS Con exclusive. Very cool.
Yes, that is the MGS Con exclusive. So it's got a nice little belly band and some, is what it is. So it's literally got every single bit of Metal Gear artwork that I've ever drawn in it. So good stuff.
Yeah. So you have
And,
smaller
uh,
versions
I-
of those posters.
Yes, so yeah, pretty much those posters are actually inside of the book. The other thing that wasn't in the original packaging is the fox square looking thing on the bottom right. That is a sticker. So
Ooh.
it's a special TGS. It's a TGS sticker, sticker from TGS 2024 that you could only get for playing the demo of Metal Gear Delta. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yes.
All right, good stuff. So yeah, again, tune in on Thursday where we're probably just going to ask you something live and then, pick somebody at random and you'll win. So yeah, it could be these nuts again. Maybe he's a fan of ours again. Barry Burton goes, can I commission a picture of Kojima wearing a big puffy coat? Oh, man.
I mean, isn't there a photo? There's probably a photo of him already with a big puffy coat.
Probably is, yeah. So you could do, but he wants a picture of that. For you to draw it.
That is cold. Doesn't he live in L.A.? It sounds like he never leaves L.A.
Who? Kojima? He lives in Tokyo, I think. Doesn't he?
Yeah, he's.
I always see pictures of him hanging out. He has an office then, I guess.
Well, he opened
a branch of Kojima Productions in L.A., but that L.A. office is really just for entertainment uses. So he just has that little small office over there, and then he's got a little one in, I think, Denmark, where they develop. Is it the Denmark
Decima?
where they do for the Decima guys? There's Kojima production guys over there too. So, but other than that, he's always in Tokyo.
All right.
He's in Roppongi. I can't remember.
What happened?
I said I think he's in the Roppongi prefecture.
Ooh. All right.
Roppongi Vice.
Yeah, for life. Yeah. All right, man. So actually, we're done here. So make sure you follow Throwdown on Twitch and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Join the Discord. We've actually had a couple new people join this week. So shout out to you guys. Welcome to the community. The community. And of course, as always, you could check us out on your favorite podcast app. Links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco. And tonight, I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Leave it to a PlayStation fanboy to call you an Xbox fanboy when you literally gave him a PlayStation.
It's insane, man. It is what it is. This is what happens with the internet. It rots your brain, Adam Vale.
A few weeks ago on here, and then I saw some new people subbed over at the TV terminal, and I don't know if they came from here. So if you do sub over there, just please put a comment. Say Throwdown. Just say Throwdown.
That's
it.
it.
Making a little list, keeping track of people. That way I know where they're coming. And I give out shout outs. Shout you guys out. So if you do, just mention Throwdown. That's
nice. Brett Murdoch.
Bro, we didn't give that PlayStation away because we didn't want it. We gave it away because we were fans. Like, just saying.
No, I think you might be right about that. Richard Bailey Jr.
Have a good week, everybody.
And Brian Manjoma.
So when Silksong launched, it crashed the Steam Store, PlayStation Store, and Nintendo Store, which to me is proof that no one buys games on Xbox.
Oh, damn! To be
God damn,
I mean, what's the chance?
To be fair, I think it did crash Xbox Live too.
But think about it. But that's the thing. It's like I can't imagine it happening on Switch. I mean, Mario games don't even crash on that.
No, the store crashed because everybody was trying to download the game.
But that's what I'm saying. When Mario Kart with the Switch 2, we didn't hear any of that, or when Zelda.
No, Adam, you're not listening to what we're saying. But people were going into the Switch store, they were flooding it, trying to download the game, and then the whole store crashed.
How about that?
That's what happened.
I that's fine, but it amazes me because they've had bigger games come out that you have to do the same thing: purchase, download.
Yeah, no, but this game, Silksong or Hollow Knight fans are a special breed. By the way, Brian, I thought
it's a small file, right? I remember.
Yeah, small. Yeah,
it's like 2 gigs.
By the way, Brian, I thought the joke you're gonna make is like Silksong crashed all these storefronts and Borderlands crashed PCs. But
Also good.
yeah, but I think yours was better. All right, guys, we'll see you on Thursday. Remember, we're doing the Metal Gear contest, so you're going to want to tune in live at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and that'll be for Twitch and YouTube, guys. Remember, we broadcast to both now, so that'll be open to everybody. But you got to be there live. All right, later.
Peace.